sunk an enemy destroyer.
Hey team, it's Ripper here. Hope you guys are doing fantastic today. Got a really fun video for you today to explore the nature of what the Moskva legendary mod looks like, and it's really awesome. Hope you enjoy it. But before we begin, like, subscribe, bell button below. Appreciate all the support. At 2,000 subscribers, definitely going to give away a free premium DD giveaway. Can't wait to do that. To thank you guys for all support of the channel. So let's get right to it. This is the map Estuary. Very interesting map setup. You have Alpha over here by its lonely self, surrounded by a plethora of islands, which makes it very interesting to contest with. Of course, you got the free caps next to each one of the player bases, which is Charlie and Bravo. And then, of course, the middle of the map is separated by 5 weird arranged-looking islands that either gives you the options to either push through the middle and do surprise attacks, or you can either flank from these odd little mixtures right there. But the very unique aspect of this is that we have 5 Moskvas on our side, and we are going to do the traditional, what I like to call my favorite move. Is not really a move, it's just a very simple tactic of moving together as one unison. It's called the lemming push. And I'm going to have to say, with the Moskva legendary mod attached to all of these things, this is pretty much close to darn near OP. We had one more Moskva almost near impossible to defend against, in my personal opinion. And we'll explain a couple things why. I mean, the lemming push is really nothing much to explain about, but why does this seem to work for me in my instance here is because, one, you already get Charlie Cap for free, and the other aspect is if the the enemy team goes to Alpha, they're obviously going to try to do it. I haven't seen one person give up Alpha yet. They're probably going to take one of their ships and go that way. So we're going to assume, just for a second here, we're going to assume that they devote some of their ships, maybe one, or we'll say the worst case scenario 3. Let's say that they, maybe even better case scenario 2. Let's say they just only invest 2 and maybe a third, maybe the battleship's right here, and maybe they send another cruiser there. That's probably the most optimal thing, because most people that I've talked to and played against say they like to send more people, even in chat I read, they like to send more people to the contesting cap, which in this map is A. So they want to have more firepower, more advantage over at A. So let's just say I assume for a second this is what they bring over to Alpha. Look what they leave at Charlie, or Bravo that is. They only leave 3 ships. Now look at this. You have 3 ships to our, 7? And you got 5 Moskvas. Think about that for a second. Just from a sheer number perspective, you've got to look at the numbers just basically. Now, I'm not looking at player skill base or anything. I'm just looking at basic numbers. If you do play this correctly, you seriously have an advantage here, and I'll show you why. First of all, what is a legendary mod upgrade in Moskva? And I'll show you exactly what that is. Legendary Moskva right here, if you upgrade this, and this is available with Research Bureau points, which I don't think is really the best resource in the game nowadays, but you can do whatever you want, talk to about it later. The features is the main battery firing range is increased by 8%. Main battery traverse speed is 20%. Okay, so the guns turn faster. But here's the kicker here. Battery shell dispersion, which means the grouping of the shells is better by 7%, which means that instead of dispersing, it's less dispersing, more now by minus 7%, which means that you have a better dispersion, better accuracy. When I fire these guns, my gosh, they're like Petro guns with the legendary mod upgrade. Essentially, you're shooting them all right into one center spot, which is pretty incredible. So let's talk about the strategy again. What happens when you have 5 of those guys that have that mod upgrade? So watch this. You're going to push up the Charlie Bravo cap right now. Here are the advantages of this. 1, you have a ship advantage. The first thing is you have 5 radars. How are you going to outlast 5 radars? Because by the time the 5th guy hits his last radar, the first guy that popped the radar first has already gone on cooldown and is ready to pop the next radar. So that eliminates this destroyer right here. So that destroyer is already gone down. Okay, let's cross that guy out. Well, let me use a better color here so you can understand. So cross this guy out. He's dead. The next guy, the cruiser, assuming whatever cruiser that is, I don't know if 1 or 2 cruisers can handle 5 Moskvas. Now, I'm assuming one of these cruisers is going to hide behind this island or this island here, right? But that's another problem. These Moskvas have great dispersion, great HE as well. You can burn them down. And this guy probably is going to get blapped, either trying to run away or come back around. It doesn't matter where this guy goes, because either way, if it turns in any direction, otherwise he's going to have to hide behind his buddy, which then negates the whole purpose anyways. He's probably going to move any one of these directions, which then opens up broadside. He's done. The only thing left now is that you basically have the advantage of defending Bravo Charlie. What have I always said? It's not about who caps first. It's about who holds the most first and who kills the most first, right? So what we're going to do is Moskva pushes this way. Moskva pushes this way. We have a Moskva push down this middle. We have one Moskva holds Charlie. And look what we have. A full front of Moskvas and a battleship moving and guarding at that cap. So look, this is what it'll probably look like. The destroyer will go out front capping. You have the one destroyer here, one destroyer there at the north, one destroyer in the middle, and one cruiser, it is Moskva, at Charlie guarding, another in reserve, and of course the battleship can do whatever he wants in the center. And look at the kind of firing angles you have. You have firing angles going this way. You have firing angles going to the north, to the west, to the middle, and you're obviously defending Charlie from the east right there. That's exactly what you're kind of buying right there. The other thing is the initial push. Now, a lot of people don't like this initial push idea because why? You think that you're going to get blapped from the other side. Okay, let's say that happens. But the Moskva, you get to realize, in order to hit it from that far across the map, you got to be super accurate, super good guns from long range. And the only other thing I can think of is the battleship. But since the battleship is guns aiming and worrying about, hey, he's got to shoot over all these islands. He has to have proper spotting. And the other aspect is, let's say you have 5 Moskvas going full broadside. Let's just say worst case scenario, they're like this. Like we're doing a lemming train push, right? Who's he going to shoot at? Because what will happen is if you don't have proper spotting and we kill all the DDs real fast, you have 5 targets to potentially shoot at, maybe a 6 with the battleship. This is what it looks like from the battleship's perspective, and the battleship has a slow reload time. Who's he going to pick? Do I pick the first guy? Do I pick the second guy? Let's say I fired and hit the first guy. Oh, it's a Citadel. Whoop-de-doo. That guy will probably react to that. Now you got 4 more other targets to look at. And what I'm saying is this distracts a player so much because I've noticed a lot of players don't do what I've always taught is you really need to focus fire and you need to concentrate. Just like in life, if you start, what was the term? A jack of all trades, master of none. You apply that to aiming as well. What I've seen is most battleship players, what they'll do is they'll shoot one guy. They'll get distracted by a couple other, another broadside. They'll shoot this guy. And then, I see you got distracted by another guy. I want to shoot this guy. As opposed to shooting the first guy in the first place, you should have eliminated this guy. But by that time, this guy is probably nosed in and reacted to that salvo. Let's say he lost 30,000 damage in a full salvo. You got to realize not everybody's going to sail broadside. Most people, what I've taught is, especially in Moskvas, and I'm communicating this while I'm moving my team, is that you're always going to be at an angle. Everybody should be moving like this, zigzagging up, moving at angles left, right, jigging left and right, and that just throws off the angle just enough for long-range shells to be ineffective. Even if one lucky shell plows through the upper deck and just goes right in, that's only one shell rather than a full salvo from a battleship. So what I'm saying is all 5 Moskvas moving in like this with superior armor that's angling, and it's just the little sleek design of a Moskva, and everything aspect about it. Read up on a Moskva, how it back in the day was super overpowered, and they had to nerf it and take it out of the armory and everything or whatnot, or take it out of the tech tree line, and they said it was just so super powerful. Nowadays, it's available, obviously, in the armory, you can get it, but back in the day, it was a tech tree ship. Now they removed it and placed it in a little bit harder, if you want to call that way. So look at this flow right here. 5 Moskvas pushing right up in the middle, and you got to deal with that. And now these 3 guys, lonely selves, have lost all of these 3 guys, assuming we kill these 3. They're down 3 ships now, and they got to take on 5 Moskvas. So let's take a look at how this actually plays out. But that's what I was envisioning when I first came up with this idea of this lemming train push with the Moskvas, because we easily could have split up, but I was like, no, the way that we got the legendary mods and guns, upgrades and everything, and the way these angles are moving, this is pretty much one of the most powerful pushes you could ever do. It's really difficult to defend against, almost like a Napoli push, but I digress. Let's take a look at the video and see how it goes. All right, team, here we are at the live video with the 5 Moskvas pushing up the center, and look at this view right here. Isn't it amazing? Look at that. Moskvas pushing forward together with the DD in front, and just look at that sunset. Beautiful right there with the nature flying by. It looks almost super realistic, and this game is art department doing really, really well with it, and I really appreciate that. But anyways, let's get right to the video here. 5 Moskvas pushing up the Charlie line, going up to Bravo with leaving Alpha Cap for the enemy to decoy and move over there. And again, while you're looking at this, look at the maneuvering we're using in the Moskvas. I would say everybody's moving in unison together, making it very, very difficult to shoot at, especially when you have that many targets in front of you. Being the enemy, looking at 5 Moskvas shooting, you kind of like have to take a step back for a second, and that little hesitation right there gives you opportunities to maneuver, fire, and move, and be an effective moving unit. And that is really the hard part about this, especially when you got smoke being laid out in front of you, like we're seeing right here. Very, very, very difficult to defend against. And the other team's got a Moskva, but 1 Moskva versus 5 is just not going to cut it. You see the Moskva's doing what the normal thing is to do is just sit in the right at the island is kind of camp. And we make a little goof right here. I think we hit this little island. Yep, I thought I could clear this island, but apparently there's like a little, just enough shoreline there to just hit me up. And yeah, I'm sorry. This is just fast forward through this if you don't want to watch me just kind of bump and run. And just kind of keep trying. I'm just keeping the throttle going and forward, and just moving the rudder. You can see right, left, and see if I can wiggle my way out of this. But you know what? The crazy part about this is watch this in a few seconds, guys. This island literally saved my ass, because guess what's going to happen in the next few seconds here? And you're probably going to see it. Yeah, you probably guessed it right there, torpedoes. I would have taken the full brunt of all these torpedoes had I not hit this island for some weird reason. I guess you want to call it luck, RNG, fate, whatever. It saved my ass from hitting all of the torpedoes. I would have hit literally 5 of those things, and I would have had a bad day. Unfortunately, we missed that one as well, and now we're just going to go ahead and push forward. Should have popped my Hydra so we can spot that allure. The cool thing about the Moskva is they have Hydra built into them. I think some of the other Soviet cruisers don't have that, but the Moskva is cool because it has the Hydra. It has a 12-kilometer radar. It's got, the standard heal for Soviet ships. I mean, Soviet ships burn like a match, so just don't rely on that, really. You just got to time it right, use it at the right appropriate moment. But look at this. 5 Moskvas pushing up with our battleship on the left, Schlieffen, with just his secondary build. That thing will melt everything. I mean, literally, you have a Schlieffen with 5 Moskvas supporting. Really, really dangerous cocktail right here. And you see what we're going to do right on the Moskva. See, angling in right now, the AP shells don't do as much because the armor is so effective, but it does burn like crazy. So what I would recommend is switching to HE, telling everybody aim at the superstructure and fire as much HE as you can. But then we spot the Summers, which again, what did I say? You have 5 radars going, so you got 1 radar every, how long does the radar last? About 25 to 30 seconds. You have 1 every 25 and 30 seconds, and by the time you finish using the 5th one, you've already cooled down the first one and start on all over. So that's the tactic we use right there. That's why Discord's so important with communication. Timing your radars correctly, also calling out torpedoes. That's where the hydro comes in. And look, we're just getting these nice, juicy shots right on the Summers here. And he goes down. There goes the first one. Immediately switch to AP. We've got the quick reloader, which cuts it in half. And look, we got the AP shells loaded up, ready to fire. And we're going to aim it right above the waterline. And somebody else did it for us, and he eliminates. There's 2 ships down already, and there are other 4 over there. And look at that. There's the shot coming from the other end of the map. Very, very difficult to hit, especially with moving Moskvas. 5 of them moving in unison. Too many targets for someone to bear. Ohio doesn't know what to look at. He's just kind of firing at whatever he thinks is an opportunity. Look, his shots are not really being that effective. So I said, having a mass front moving together in unison, they always say that, hey, birds of a feather flock together, but not only do they copy each other, but the biggest reason is it's hard to hit a large formation because, you're stronger in numbers, right? You want to have the confusion and the shock and awe to the point where nobody can really shoot or put anything on target, and they're just in disarray right now, and really, really awesome teamwork right here. Again, Ohio not looking at us. He's looking at somebody else, probably thinking that's a juicy opportunity, and obviously wasting their shot right there. And now we're going to go ahead and work on the Moskva, all while we're shooting at the Ohio. You can notice these AP guns on the Moskva are super powerful against battleships as well, so very, very effective. Look, we're taking 2,000 damage off the AP. Not much to gawk at, but it's still something. But like I said, the Moskva is already on fire. There's nothing he can do other than there he goes, down from the Schlieffen right there. And that is how we eliminate the entire flank. Bravo Charlie is now in our hands. We're going to use this moment to now guard, while our Moskva in the south, you can see there, is taking on the 1 destroyer. Holding that cap off, while we're going to go ahead and all of us are going to focus on our Ohio. We haven't lost anybody yet. Again, that's strength in numbers, right? Very maximizing all your HP all at once to see how does this actually play out and actually mitigate your damage as best you can. Notice we're taking damage. Everybody's taking damage. We're only taking small amounts of it, while an Ohio is taking the shots from all 5 of us. So it's pretty, like I said, an unfair advantage, but that's what you want to do. And the war, battlefield, or strategy is you want to always fight on unlevel playing field so that your team always has the most in numbers, effectiveness, and of course in superiority. So Ohio is just also taking the brunt from the secondaries of the Schlieffen. Now, honestly, the Ohio could have taken on the Schlieffen easily with the amount of armor and the guns that he's trying to, but then again, he's getting shot at from multiple guys, and he's using his back guns, he's using the front guns, only shooting 4 shells at a time. Not the very effective salvo, because why? He's just in a disarray right now. Everything's on fire. He's taking shells from the broadside. He's taking secondary shells right on the bat. Look at our guns, man. They're just taking... The dispersion is incredible. Look, everywhere I put these shells, they're landing right where I want them to go. Look at that nice nice horizontal spread right there. Boom, 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 right inside of there. And right at that last moment, he takes the last shot from a Moskva. Again, Moskva taking down the brunt force of the battleship. Ohio had nothing left to do but other than run. Now we're kind of just scoping the battlefield here. Now look at the strategy. Look at the mini map there. Notice how the setup that we had was Bravo, Charlie, and when we push to the west. Now look what the enemy team has to go against. He has to go against 5 different angles of fire, also going through choke points that really just mitigate the damage for us, but maximize the damage for them. I mean, look at this Moskva that I'm looking at. There's nothing he can do other than run away, or if he comes around the corner, he's getting shot out by 3 to 4 ships. Stalingrad, the same situation. He's getting shot from the right. He's also getting shot from the left. He's got the Schlieffen on his left. He's got the Moskva on his right. He's basically in a choke point. So he's receiving multiple angles of fire, and we're crossing our fires to make sure it's most effective. So even if he kills 2 of our ships right here, he's got to go through me, which then I have a full, nice broad shot to him. So again, this strategy works really well in Estuary because again, you're minimizing your fire on you, but maximizing fire on them, and with the proper coordination and communication, you pretty much got this in the bag. So let's see. I think the Stalingrad might just ram our other Moskva. That's all you can really do at this point. But no, he gets eliminated by the Moskva, and it's taken down. Moskva versus Stalingrad right there, ladies and gentlemen. But all we got left is 1 cruiser. We are down our battleship, but the Schlieffen did his part, basically pushing in and really just going YOLO and using the secondaries to bear. And here is a cool, let's finish up the video. Now, here's the weakness of the Moskva. If you get this thing full broadside, one-on-one, you pretty much are just aiming right at the waterline and hit the citadel. And this is the shot I'm talking about here. The waterline right there, put the thing on the thing, pull the trigger, and here's the power of the Moskva. Boom. 5 citadels right there, and that's our kill for the day. Splash 1, call it a day. And that is how the game ends right there. But I hope you guys enjoy the video. 5 Moskva, just try it out with your team. Let me know how it goes. Let me know what you think in the comments below. If it's good or bad, what can we do to get better? Like, subscribe, bell button below. Appreciate all the support. And as always, 2,000 subs, getting a free premium DD giveaway. And we can't wait to do that. To thank you guys for all the support. You guys follow the channel. Love the support. Love the community. And you guys have been great. Hope you guys have a great New Year's. And until then, make sure you guys say hi when you see us on the channel. And as always, you guys stay safe out there. Cheers.